out mass firings while the shutdown continues. I want you to listen to what Vice President J.D. Vance was asked about this earlier today. Listen and watch.
You really have to ask yourself, who do we care more about? Federal bureaucrats in Washington, D.C., or low-income women getting the food benefits they deserve, our troops getting the payment they need, flood insurance across the Southeast in the midst of hurricane season?
But laying people off is a
have to lay off
priority?
some federal workers. Kristen, if you would let me finish, we have to lay off some federal workers in the midst of this shutdown to preserve the essential benefits for the American people.
So, Congressman, do you support the mass firings of these federal workers?
Well, obviously, there are folks who've got federal jobs who shouldn't have federal jobs. I generally like these personnel matters being done with a scalpel rather than with a hammer. But more importantly, Wolf, let's just end the damn shutdown. Let's stop bickering over whose fault it is or whether this layoff or that cut is more damaging than any other. Let's open the government back up so we can do the negotiations we've got to do on funding levels and COVID-era healthcare subsidies.
These federal bureaucrats, as the vice president referred to them using the word bureaucrats, they have families, they're taxpayers, they're everyday people who are now without a job. Do you think they're being used as political pawns?
There are, I think, 13,000 federal employees in South Dakota, and I think it's offensive that the civilians missed a paycheck on Friday and that the servicemen and women will miss one here in a few days. We should never be taking federal employees or the American people hostage with these shutdowns. I've got a bill with Senator Ron Johnson that would eliminate government shutdowns. Wolf, you probably know this, but we are one of the few countries in the world that shut the government down when we don't get a funding agreement.